And right now it's time for that time when we talk to our special guest. Tonight our special guest is Brent McCarty. Brent may not be well known, but his product certainly is. Giving comfort to thousands of New Zealanders. You know it well. Biomag. Stay watching to win a fabulous prize. One of our viewers will win a $360 package called Wool Bliss. Be listening for the qualifying question. Brent McCarty, welcome to The Beat Goes On.
Thank you very much.
That's
Nice
a good
to be here,
Irish
sir.
name, isn't it, Brent?
It is a good Irish name.
Not McCartney like Paul McCartney from the Beatles.
No, it's McCarty.
McCarty.
Double C-A-R-T-Y, no H.
Wow. And you were telling me before that's an Irish name.
It's an Irish name. We're actually direct descendants from the Kings of Ireland, actually, and we used to control from the county of Cork right through to Munster.
Wow.
And the Blarney Castle was built by us.
How did
There's
you-
no Blarney.
How did you let that slip away?
Well, that was just one of those things. I was there in 2015, gave me a good look.
You used to be related to the Kings.
We did, yes.
Yeah.
They were integrated to the Spanish and to the French, and so it was quite an interesting bit of history.
And so mum and dad or granddad and grandma, when did they...
Yeah,
did
they
decide-
migrated out here, and the original family sort of made it in the gold rush of the
Yeah.
south, and then they bought a lot of land through the Taranakis.
Wow.
So the Burkes and the McCartys. That's how it is. Okay.
And then how did you end up in... you live in Auckland now, don't you, Brent?
We've
of
lived in
course?
Auckland. Most
Yeah.
of my life I've lived in
Yeah,
Auckland.
So
yes.
you haven't been a Taranaki boy?
No, I was a Palmerston North boy originally,
Yeah, yeah.
and then through to Auckland when I was 10.
Wow.
And that's it, never looked back.
And before we carry on, I mean, you've got a great company called Biomag, but before we do that, let's talk about your baby boomerhood. What year were you born, Brett?
1949.
1949. That makes you about 68.
That's right.
The big 70 coming up
Don't
soon.
feel it, but no, don't feel it. I like to think the way that sort of some compares to announce it, sort of the new 60 is the 37.
Now, were you a Rolling Stones or a Beatles man?
Mostly more Rolling Stones, man.
Well, okay,
Beatles.
yeah. I was a Beatles man. I
Yeah.
love the
Did
Beatles.
you? I was mostly more into the Beach Boys and those sort of things. in
Oh,
those
weren't
days,
the Beach
so
Boys
big
wonderful?
into surfing, so that was it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now, Brett, the thing is this, that when you're in college and the guidance counsellor said to you, Brett, we've looked at your exam results and all your papers, and we think that you will be a great, whatever it was, because nobody could ever imagine, you ended up with a great company called Biomag that you just couldn't imagine your guidance counsellors telling you that one day
No.
you'd be head of a company called Biomag.
No.
So let's start from the beginning. How did Biomag come into existence?
Well, let's look at Biomag, what it was. In the woolen business, I've been involved in the wool business now for over 35 years.
Yep.
So I know the underlay business quite well. We supplied mostly every major with woolen products both in Australia and New Zealand.
That's the sheepskins.
That's the
isn't it?
sheepskins it
Yep.
was, the pure underlays, and that was a very successful story, the woolen underlays. What we were looking for was a point of difference in the marketplace, and magnetic therapy came about at that time, and a company called Biomag at that time was from an Australian, and brought it to New Zealand and launched it. I had watched it out of interest. At the time I was actually just recovering from a triple bypass.
Wow.
So
You're
I
still
had
going strong.
yeah, absolutely. But it was a situation of I looked at the opportunities there and thought, if we actually brought the magnetic therapy into the benefits of wool, it'd be a great story. So I approached Tom Blackhurst, who it was at the time, spoke to him about it, and sort of said, look,
Why don't
we could amalgamate our two products. I'll sell mine individually beside yours. I'll pay for my advertising. You pay for yours, and let's review it in 6 months' time. So we set up an agreement like that. It was virtually an A4 piece of paper, and we worked like that. Well, in that 6 months, the wool had really started to show great improvements in expanding the marketplace for this. So we put an arrangement together as a partnership, and that was happened. So Biomag was launched in late '97. '99 we came on board. By the end of '99 we were going gung-ho.
You were,
America's
weren't
Cup,
you? Yeah.
America's Cup was about.
Yeah.
We had a lot of compeers that were behind us. The Murray Deakers and bits and pieces were there doing a great job for us. And then in 2002 we actually bought the company directly outright from Tom.
From Australia?
Yes, because he was commuting every week from Australia, and then it sort of became every month, and we put systems in, put a structure into place because our background had been in previous companies. We've been involved in public companies, so we put those structures into it. We were able to monitor the business very well, set up the call centres to be able to improve our performance out there in the marketplace, and it became a bit of a phenomenon, really. So I think...
I've never met you before, Brett, but just let my mind go back to the amount of times I heard Murray Deaker and even Selwyn Toogood at talking about Biomag. And they did a marvellous job, so your sales must have been phenomenal, weren't they?
We did, we and still are very good today. Yeah. But in the peaks of that sort of time, we sold, just in New Zealand alone, on the magnetic side of the business, not counting the wool side of the business, but we sold over 400,000 units that gone to New Zealanders. Yeah. We also supply, even today, globally. So we're in the UK, we're in Europe, we're in Canada, United States. We sell product to China. We sell general Asia as well as Australia and New Zealand.
No end to it, is it?
We think we've created something, and it's been really good because the following we've got, our biggest advert is really word of mouth.
Now we're going to talk about that now, because it's one of the most difficult things to prove, isn't it? That you're you're sleeping on a sheepskin and it's got magnets in it. And that's actually improving your arthritis and your aches and...
Yes, what I'm saying is...
It's hard to prove, but...
Look, we've got plenty of skeptics out there that tell us, look, there's so many scientific studies being said that magnetic therapy doesn't contribute to it. Yeah. In turn, we could bring in 300 or 400 studies out and say, yes, it does, blind studies. So rather than go down that debate, what we don't present of what it will do, what we do is we give people a 60-day money-back guarantee. Yeah. Now, why we give them 60 days? 30 days will tell the story, but we give them 60 days to allow them, try it for a month, sleep on the product, get comfortable with the product, then take it off the bed.
If they ring you up or send a check and say it works. Isn't that wonderful?
Exactly what it is. Well, they pay up front, but we refund. Okay, so that's the reality of it. But that 60-day guarantee has then covered everybody. Risk value, I think that's what it is. It's not like you can go and buy a motor car and drive for 60 days and get your money back. In our case, we do. We give a 5-year guarantee with it, and the product really will last for 20 years. That's our biggest failure, really.
Now let's go back 1997. This must have been the greatest news for you at the time, when exactly what we've just talked about actually happened. People purchased it, paid for it, but never ever wanted their money back, which was a fantastic sign. Now you were there then. What were your thoughts?
Well, I think the phenomenal
we've got something here.
Yeah, we did. Look, it was a situation being like this, is that the majority of people, when we looked at a return rate, because people would say to me, oh, you must get 30-40% back. I said, that we get less than 5%.
Wow.
And other people were getting less than 2% of the products back.
Which means
which means it works for them. Yeah. Okay? So as I said, it's not a miracle cure. It is basically a product that will assist them in lifestyle. And I'm passionate about it because of the basis being that in my lifestyle, not as I mentioned, I had a triple bypass, but I've broken my back 3 times in 3 different places, 3 different accidents. Some I'm lucky enough to be able to smile and walk away from it. But it's been a situation that I know in later life that it's going to, and could have given me problems even to this date now.
Obviously, a successful business creates a successful mind. Do you feel happy?
Yeah, I feel pretty happy about it. We're as people, we're diversified in quite a few other businesses, and today, which makes it exciting. But Biomag has been a core for allowing us to do a lot of those things.
You think to yourself, wow, I stumbled onto something wonderful here. Am I particularly blessed, or is it just sheer luck? What do you think about the universe and that gave you that great opportunity?
Well, I think luck does go some hand in hand with it, but I think you've got to have the perception and foresight to believe in something well enough to invest in it, and that's what we did. And we treat our life that way. Sort of, my wife is very much by my side and our decision making, and we've been very lucky and fortunate to be able to do what we've done in life.
Good on you. So now today, Brett, has that Biomag, the original idea, has it changed much at all? Have you can you do much research to change it, or it's just the great idea it was right from the very beginning?
Well, it's been something that we've improved on since day one. Yeah. To be fair, the original Biomag itself, which was a synthetic fabric with magnetics that we were hand placed and glued into it, is changed dramatically today. Everything is more scientific, the way that we've actually constructed the product, not to the magnetic therapy, that's remained the same.
Just the way it's put together.
But the way it's put together, it makes it that we can launder the product much better than what we used to be able to do, the way we create and stitch the wool, which allows it to lay better on the beds, and people would know, I mean, so when I mention these sort of comments that have had Biomags and they might have had something that's where the wool's creeped, we've stood by it, replaced it, done all those things. That hasn't been an issue, but we've just developed the product with those issues that came to hand by saying, look, if we do this, this and this, and the way we embroider the top of the product, it overcomes those sort of movements of the wool on the bed.
What's the biggest response you get from people in their praise of the product?
Well, in the early days, it used to be, and I used to always thought it was a laugh, because on Murray Decker you'd have so many guys saying that improved their golf swing. And I said, really? Okay. But it mostly allowed their muscles not to be so torn to allow them to have a better golf swing, I think, you know. But if that's what they believe in, I think that was fantastic. But it was a great response from that. But we've had a lot of people that, you know, where it's assisted their lives dramatically from major injuries. Some of them, I mean, say, you have to believe what they've said. And I just go with those flows. But I think it's been a situation where I think when people can get a great night's sleep, therefore the whole body does its job in helping recovery as well. And that's really what the wool from that side of thing, which is scientifically proven. I mean, say that helps you in the REM sleep period, which is about the first 4 hours of sleep you have at night. So it stabilizes the temperature of the body. So you're warm in winter and cool in summer. It means that you sleep much deeper at that time. It allows all your organs to work to the efficiencies in the body. So you're much better, relaxed, regenerated in the mornings to start life again. The magnetic therapy helps in a lot of other areas of inflammation, etc.
I know the magnets are important, but it may be just the fact that you get a decent night's sleep with it. It could be just that, couldn't it?
Look, the reality is this, is how the woolen underlay started by Woolworths back in the early 70s was primarily, in Hamilton, they used to produce woolen sheepskin rugs that went on the floor of the house. They had somebody that was suffering from arthritis at the time. He was stricken with pain and couldn't sleep at night. He took that rug in desperation off the floor, put it on the bed and slept on it, and in the morning found relief. So they did a blind study down there with the Waikato University with 98 people. And they had about an 89% success rate of people getting relief, pain relief, by sleeping on wool. Now, what wool does, and people might not realise, but it will absorb up to 30% of its own weight at night of moisture. Now, your bed is full of moisture, it's full of bed ticks and bits and pieces. It takes all that out. Plus, it's fire retardant, of course. But the big thing being sleeping on wool, and you find elderly people in rest homes, we have some woolen fleeces that they sleep on, because it saves the problems of bed sores and bits and pieces, particularly when they sit in bed. Okay, so it's that moisture, removing the moisture from the bed, not allowing the body to perspire in itself, and those are the advantages which we've, as I say, have had scientifically proven by Monash University in Australia, and Woolmark itself just did a study in the last 12 months.
It's natural.
To prove the same. It's natural.
Yeah. Now, new products. Anything coming on the market?
Yes, we have. What we've done, how we came up with a new brand, which is now called Wool Bliss, is that many of our clients, both in handwritten notes, etc., were coming back about what a blissful night's sleep they were having.
Wool Bliss.
So we call it Wool Bliss.
Good thinking. Yeah.
Okay, and we have introduced that product. We sell it. We only sell to one retailer in New Zealand, which is Farmers Trading. Farmers Trading. So they run our Wool Bliss product, and the only other outlet you can buy that from as well with pure wool is our call centre, of course, through Biomag.
Now, Brett, I always like to twist our clients' arm up their back and say, what about giving one of these new Wool Blisses away? What about that?
Okay, well, look, we'd be happy to do that. We will give you one of our Wool Bliss double fleeces, which is one of our most popular products.
So one of our lucky viewers could win this.
Absolutely. It's 650 grams of wool. It'll give you a great night's sleep, and it will last for 20 years.
Excellent. Now, we need a very intelligent, highly intelligent question, Brett. So what about, when was Biomag first formed? I remember you telling it was 1997?
1997.
1997. So look, email Jared at The Beat Goes On, and in the subject line, just write 1997, and you qualify to go into the competition. and then we'll do the big draw.
Sounds
Wow.
great to me.
For those who, there's a lot of people who will enter, and many will miss out. There's only one winner. What say our viewers would love to have a new wool bliss or some product from your company? What's a great number to phone to?
Look, the best number to phone was two ways to get on it. One
Yep.
is go on to biomag.co.nz.
Yep. That's just on the web.
That's on the web,
Yep.
and it's very informative there, both
Yep.
on magnetic product and woolen product. They can go, otherwise they can ring us on 0800
Yep.
46 0000.
Hey, that's got to be the easiest number in the world to remember.
Yes.
08, I can just 0800 46 0000.
That's it.
No problem.
That is.
And I have heard that even people have hit upon the idea of their pets can sleep on a Biomag as well.
That's exactly. Look, it's amazing,
Isn't that amazing?
what we've done with pets. In fact, in the early days, right at the very beginning with our returns, we actually used to give them to people for racehorses.
Yeah.
So they used to drag them on their backs and everything of that nature, and they believed in it, that it helped the animals. But what I found, particularly with pets, and I have an interest because we have a dog ourselves, a very fantastic little Irish Wheaten Terrier, Miss Ivy as we call her, very much part of the family. And so we go down the beach every day, and I see a lot of older dogs on the beach, and some of them are struggling. And Miss Ivy, like, she will be 10 end of this year. But the reality is this, she sleeps on a Biomag, has done all her life. Dogs do age, catches up like all of us. And the thing being is, I've seen these dogs on the beach. I quite often have gone and approached people and said, look, I see your dog struggling. He's obviously over 10, but some of them will be 12 and 15 years. I said, look, would you mind if I gave you a Biomag to put on the dog? And they've sort of looked at me and said, what do you mean? And I said, I think it'll improve your dog's life.
Yeah.
Okay. And so the next day I've sort of gone back down the beach, given them a Biomag, and well, the pet mag as we call it. And it's been amazing over the time that they've come back to me and said, look, that dog couldn't even walk upstairs, and it walks upstairs now. So I thought, it jumps onto the bed, it couldn't do that. I said, well, that's great to hear.
That's wonderful. Brent, wonderful to talk to you. I've often wondered who is behind Biomag. I never knew, and today is wonderful that we've made contact and we can talk about it. It's
Thank
great.
you very much.
So
Right.
I'm hoping you come back on the program again.
We look forward to it.
The program for us baby boomers.
That's it. Way to go. Good man.
Thanks, Brent.
Okay,
Bye.
thank you.